Okay, so welcome back everyone, episode 4. So what I'm gonna do basically here is I'm gonna do it without the camera, because every time I have my camera on with this Elgato software, I'm having some issues trying to get that sync-in feed with my camera and audio. I don't think it's my camera, it's just something to do with the Elgato software. I'll probably have to switch to the OBS. So just want to let you know this is the reason why I'm doing it like this. Somebody recommended OBS. I'm going to try OBS, see how that works, but I don't know yet. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Navid Yusuf? How you doing, man? Welcome to the chat room. I think you guys can see yourself. I put this right here next to this pattern of signal. What's up, DB? Drummer Boy is here. My moderator is here. He's gonna be gun blazing. He's gonna be like Sicario. He's my Sicario. That's it, man. So he's gonna be gun blazing. So if you come here, try something, that's it. He will just make sure that you disappear. What's up, Wachenko? How you doing? You want to buy a TCL S405? What do you think about that? TCL S405, it's really like a low entry level, man, and you're already spending $400. Save some money. If you can save another $300, wait a little while, brother. You're way better with TCL 6 series. It's like night and day. I mean, really, I can do a comparison for you. I still have P605, which is a little bit a higher version than what you have, and it's night and day. I mean, it's night and day. Why? Because of the photon technology that has that wider spectrum of colors. So I would recommend save some money, an extra $300, go with a 55 R617. But I don't know if they have it in your country. I don't know if they have it in your country. What's up, B? What's up, Dragon? Nothing. I was watching that fight last night. Khabib and McGregor. Fuck you, man. Fuck you. And don't worry about the dislikes, man. That's only getting me the views, and that's 20 people that I blocked, and they have each 10 accounts. So what they do is they use, what, 20 plus 10. They can have like maybe 80 or 90 accounts, and they can hit 90 dislikes, 100 dislikes. Then they go to the other YouTubers, all the haters, and you know. Listen, I'm not sponsored, so the dislikes doesn't do me anything. I'm only mad because the best they can do it's 130 dislikes. They can do like 100K or 50K. Can they at least do 1,000 dislikes or maybe 3,000 in like 2 hours? That'd be great. They can't do that because, excuse me, they don't have the means to do it. They can't open that many accounts. So anyway, just don't mind that. I don't care, dude. I get paid one way or the other. I don't care. That's they're helping me out, so it doesn't really do anything except put the money in my bank. Fuck you. To put the money in my bank. That's it. And it does. I'm getting paid tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm getting a big fat paycheck, so keep it up, guys. How do you think I can buy that Q8FN, huh? How do you think I afford all of this? From your sorry asses. That's fucking why. Now, let's go ahead. Let's see these questions. Please don't bother with this. Like, just ignore that. I don't care, dude. They're helping me. Now I got 17 viewers. They're helping me out by coming and clicking and making the views. That's all they're doing. It's helping, but they're too dumb and stupid to realize that. Hopefully they don't get any brains to realize that what they're doing, it's helping me out. Because I want them to keep coming, bring more dislikes so I can get more views. All right, let's go with the questions, guys. Yeah, listen, don't feed to these trolls, man. Look, I already made a video with the rules. These are the rules. That's that. All right, whether you like it or not. You can beat your head against the wall, or maybe you should find out where I live. Come see me face to face. Bring your fucking gangs, and let's see what happens. Okay, you want to do that? Try and do that. But I can guarantee you, you're going to regret it immediately because you don't know what I have and what I can do and who I know. But they don't have any fucking balls. They're a bunch of fucking pathetic pussies, losers. They all try to copy me. They all try to do what I did. Nobody was doing what I was doing in 2014. Even that VHS fucking ambassador was just doing a fucking podcast. The only time he showed this fucking TV is when I asked him to show the fucking TV. So none of these motherfuckers were doing what I was doing back in 2014. I have over 3,209 videos. So fuck you! Fuck you! Alright, let's go with the questions. Alright, let's see. Not a problem. You're welcome. Stealth Dragon ask for question of Sony's new F Master TV, same as the Ultimate X1 processor. Don't want to pay too much for that. Honestly, the 900F series, the only difference with the 900F is the Dolby Vision. They have Dolby Vision and a higher peak brightness. It is a brighter TV. They have a little bit higher peak brightness, but it's not going to be anything. What I'm trying to say, 930E and 900F, it's not going to be a drastic difference. You guys can go to the Cedric. I definitely recommend Artings from Canada, from Quebec. Cedric did that video dozens and dozens of times. You're not going to find a major difference between 900F and 930. If you have 930E, you're good. Ask my friend Dirty Sprite, he'll tell you. If you have 930E, you're good to go. All right. Ivanko, what's up, man? So, no, don't buy 405. Stek, don't buy 405. Don't do it. Save some money. Go with a TCL R617. It's, believe me, that photon technology in 96 local dimming zones, it's night and day. And plus higher peak brightness, 840 nits. It's like night and day, bro. Michael Meyer, you're still playing on the S. Don't know if I will ever get the X. You should get the X, man. There's a huge difference, man. It's like a mini PC, honestly. There's a big difference between the S and the X. It's like night and day. But you gotta have a 4K TV, a really good 4K TV. But even if you don't have a 4K TV, you're still going to notice a little bit of a better graphics. You know, like the textures and tessellations and stuff like that, draw distance. Because you have to remember, Xbox One X, it's DirectX 12 console. P6006. I have it. It doesn't have photon technology. You got to remember, all of the 2017 versions of TCL, Ivanenko, all of the 2017 version televisions, they don't have photon technology, and they don't have a higher local dimming zones, and they don't have that higher peak brightness of nits. So that's a big problem. 2018 version is when they introduced the photon technology. What is the photon technology? It's something like a quantum dot. What it does, it enhances that wider spectrum of colors, so that way you can have much better, more natural, vibrant colors when you're watching a HDR format. I'm drinking my coffee over here. Let's see what else we got. Hi, Mr4K. I have an Xbox One X, and Closey says this: an HDR LG LCD TV ain't the best, but just don't feel like I'm getting the best possible picture. Can you recommend any settings for the Xbox One X and 4K HDR LG? Depends on the LG TV, Closey. You got to give me some more detail. I need to know what type of panel is it. Is it IPS? Is it nano cell technology? What are you using? You know, I need to know a little bit more of detail. What type of panel it is. Yeah, that's me, man. Because I am the real king. Unlike those other podcasters hiding behind the keyboard, those happy sponsors, fake YouTubers. Yeah. And neither one of them doesn't have the balls to say shit to me. I double dare them right now. Any of them to say some shit to me, I'll demolish them. I'll fucking demolish them and their YouTube channel the way I'm gonna fucking roast them. When I opened the can of worms and all their fake bullshit and what they were doing in past 2 years, I double fucking dare them. But they don't fucking dare because they know I know the truth. Okay? So let's continue. And I know all their bullshit they did and sponsorship and partnership they took to get to where they are. So I double dare them to say something about me. They won't because they're afraid. They're afraid of losing fucking subscribers. Once I open that can of worm of truth, that's it. It's over. All right, let's continue. That's if I really want to go out gun blazing and fucking rip everyone's an asshole, rip everyone a new asshole. If I want to do it, if I give a shit, but I don't. I did this on my own, and I'm still doing it on my own. And I'm still who I am. People still come to me because of me. Okay? They still come to see me. All right? So let's continue. Will there be another Xbox in 2020? The year they're going to release it, nobody knows. For all I know, it's called Project Scarlet. Something Scarlet. Now, is that going to be the final name? Is that going to be the something they're going to use? I have no idea. I think we're going to find out more information next year. I'm sure pretty much next year we'll find out more info on that. I'm pretty sure. Now, we should also find something about PlayStation 5 next year as well. But, you know, these things are top secret. You got to remember, man, Sony making sure that nothing's leaking. No, really, they really are like top notch right now. It's like a Capitol Hill. Nothing can leak from Sony right now. I mean, they're keeping that thing top freaking secret. Okay? And for good reasons. Why? All right, let's see what else we got. And just let me see, Ivanenko says, in last quarter, what budget LG, Sony, Samsung TVs can you recommend? I would recommend LG TVs and Sony TVs, budget TVs, they are okay. Here's the thing, Ivanenko. I want to be honest with you. I'm not saying don't buy it because I had Vizio M55 C2. But here's the thing, man. You are being too focused on the brand. Don't get too focused on the brand. Forget the fact that Sony has a low budget TVs and forget the fact that the LG has a low budget TVs. They are exactly what they say they are. They're entry level, low budget, and the picture will look like shit. Forget about their brand. I don't care if it's Sony or LG. You have to look at what's inside. I don't care if BMW comes with a low budget car, but the car sucks. Doesn't matter. I don't care about the brand. What you need to focus on, you need to focus on what's inside that TV. And I'm telling you right now, the money you're going to spend on that LG low budget and Sony low budget, you are better off with the second best selling TV, TCL R617. Go with the TCL, man. You got all three ingredients. You got exactly what you need for the HDR. You got photon technology, full spectrum of wider color. You got 840 nits of peak brightness, and then you have a 96 local dimming zones, which is bananas for a budget TV. They're pricing it as a budget, but they're selling it. I mean, they're selling it as a budget, but it's a premium TV. So that's my advice to you. But if you want to buy those low budget TVs from Sony or LG, I mean, it's up to you, but I don't recommend it, man. I don't recommend it at all, dude. I really don't. I mean, you're already an extra $100 close to TCL. So why would you spend $500 on Sony and LG? Because they're not really that good, man. They're not really that good. All right, let's see what else we got. That's just my advice. Sorry, I just want to be honest with you. You know, I mean, I can BS you like those other sponsored YouTubers. Yeah, I guess you can go with it. No, I'm not going to do that to you, man. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm going to tell you exactly the way it is. Let's see what else we got. Stealth Dragon, PlayStation 5, your opinion. It's going to be good. It's definitely going to do a little bit better than Xbox One X. I think it's gonna be maybe. Okay, I'll say 20% faster than the Xbox One X or something like that. But that's pretty darn good for a PlayStation 5 if it can do that. That means we're gonna see some insanely amazing graphics in native 4K. I mean, we'll see all the exclusive Sony games being native 4K and run the games like ridiculously. I think what's gonna happen with Sony is gonna really go for a native 4K. 30 FPS. They're really going to try to make every game run in native 4K 30 FPS. Don't expect 60 FPS. If they can pull 60 FPS, I mean, great. But that's not going to happen. What you're going to see, it's a native 4K 30 FPS. They're going to abandon the checkerboarding. They're going to abandon dynamic resolution. They're really going to go for a native 4K 30 FPS. With like ultra settings and stuff like that, and that's pretty darn good. I can still play Battlefield 5 30 FPS, doesn't bother my ass, you know, it's fine. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. I don't know what they're going to be doing. Maybe they're going to price that console for 2 different prices. Medium $600, and then $800 if you want like native 4K 60 FPS all out ultra settings. I don't know. They might do anything, dude. Who the hell knows what they're gonna do? It's a top secret. All of these opinions could be wrong. Let's see. Yeah, I tried TCL, man. 6 series. I don't know if they have it in your country, but if they do, go with the 6 series, man. If they don't have TCLs, I guess your only choice is the Vizio Quantum televisions. I'm sorry, Steck man, but my Cyrillic is not that good anymore. You know, it's been a while since I remembered those letters. I can make somehow what you're saying, but I can't totally remember it. It's been a while since I used Cyrillic. Jadude says, do you think Sony will put out a new PlayStation VR with PlayStation 5? I don't know, man. VR right now, it's in a weird spot. You know, is PlayStation VR successful? I don't know. Is 3 million sales in 2 years, 3 years? Is that successful? Not really. That's not a success. I mean, no one even talks about Firewall 0 Hour. I mean, you don't even see a review of Firewall 0 Hour. I mean, no one's advertising it. No one's talking about it. You don't even see commercials about the PlayStation VR. I know there's these PlayStation VR fanboys, and that's what they are. And they'll defend their plastic till the day they die and whatever. That's just their mentality of a fanboy. But I'm speaking in realistic point of view. So far, PlayStation VR, it's like, who knows? I mean, what they're going to do. I mean, 3 million. If I'm a CEO and I look at the stats, the amount of money it took us to distribute and make that PlayStation VR, and look how much we lost. Do we really want to bank onto the VR again? Do we want to invest into the VR again? Do we really want to do that? So you have to look at it from a business point of view. Do you want to invest into another PlayStation VR? Considering how poorly it sold, 3 million. That's nothing, man. 3 million, it's nothing. PlayStation 2 sold 3 million, what was it, like in 1 week? Or in a few days when it first was released. Like in 2-3 days in October of 2000, it sold like 3 million in like 3 days or something like that. And then it was in shortage. As far as I remember, I think it was like in 2-3 days, PlayStation 2 sold 3 million. And then after the end of the week was like, I don't know, 100 million. So this is in 2.5 years. PlayStation VR is struggling to make 3 million sales. It's not good enough, dude. It's not good enough. You know, it's not good. Anyway, let's continue with some more questions. Elisha Bronchen said, is it worth now to buy 4K TV? Don't know which one yet. Apple TV, soundbar only. Will I be able to watch most of the content, 4K content? Alicia, it depends on a television, and it depends on your needs. You got to ask yourself, what am I going to be doing with 4K television? Am I going to be playing video games, 4K video games on it? Am I going to be watching 4K movies on the 4K Blu-ray? What are my needs? That's the question you got to ask yourself. The quality is going to be good, but it will depend, honestly, on the panel. What's the panel? What type of panel is it? Is it IPS? Is it vertical alignment, twisted pneumatic? What type of technology does it have? Does it have photon technology, quantum technology, nanocell technology, nanotech technology? That's put in there, nanocell technology. Depends on, honestly, your television, what type of television it is, you know. Stealth Dragon says, PC questions. NVIDIA versus AMD, what's your pick? Right now, NVIDIA, it's killing AMD. It's killing AMD, and it's killing it like badly. Because AMD hasn't really done anything. AMD hasn't said anything regarding their new graphics card. They haven't said anything. So right now, NVIDIA, it's just dominating. Especially with graphics cards from 1080s. They're going to drop to $400. So people can now buy 1080 no problem for $400. That's a good deal for a 1080 graphics card. So NVIDIA is leading, you know. And I have AMD. I have the 570, that RX 570. I have it in there. I have Ryzen 5. It runs good. It's not as super powerful as the 1080, but you know, you can handle high settings, 4K, certain games, you know, stuff like that. Is Bravia the best? Well, they're all Bravia, you know, 900E, 930E, even Z9D, they're all Bravia televisions. But they have model numbers. They're different model numbers. They go from entry level, premium, and then high end, which is a Z9D. I know there's a Z9F, but Z9D is the one that I remember looking the best to me. Which is the best, Warm 1 and Warm 2? Warm 1 has slightly a little bit less of that warm color, the yellow color. Warm 2 has a little bit more, like extra more of the yellow color. So I would say Warm 1 for the movies. I would say use the Warm 1. You can go with the Warm 2 for the movies, but it would be too yellow. It'd be too yellow. Just keep it at 1. Hold on a second. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, listen, man. Stop talking in Russian, dude. I don't know what the hell you're saying. All right, I'm gonna have to remove you, bro. Hey, what's up, Hugo? How you doing? All right, guys, keep asking those questions. You know I don't fuck around. You know I don't give a shit. Not that I give a shit about you now, but I hope you come to my face and say some of these things to my face, and you'll see how much I give a shit. I don't fuck around, people. I hope one day you meet me face to face and you find out how much I don't fuck around. But that will never happen because you guys don't have any fucking balls. That's right. You guys have no balls. You guys will never have any balls. You're always going to be a pussy for the rest of your fucking life. End of story. Moving on. Next question. Stack man, ask me in English, dude. All right. Stop talking to the Russian. All right. My audience is not Russian. They are American. They're watching this in the United States, man. All right, what other questions? Let me see. Jimmy Brody, will you check out the new 4K Amazon? Nah, hell no. I don't know, man. I've been disappointed with the Amazon lately. I mean, I already have it built in. Why would I want to buy that stick? I already got it built in. Maybe if you want to take it with you, I can. The only reason I can see you maybe getting that Amazon Fire Stick, it's if you want to take it with you. But honestly, if you have Apple TV 4K, you can take Apple TV 4K with you, and you can watch Amazon Prime in 4K and HDR and Dolby Vision. I mean, the Amazon app on Apple TV supports both 4K, HDR, and Dolby Vision. So I don't know what's the point of the Amazon buying the Amazon Fire Stick or that Amazon Cube. I don't know. I mean, if you want it, I guess $50. It's a $50. You can buy it, but I don't see. To me, it's pointless. I don't see the point of buying it. I mean, I wouldn't buy it. What TV would you recommend for mostly 4K streaming? Maybe Blu-ray, but most Apple TV. I don't play games, no console. It depends on you, honestly. For streaming, you want something that's fairly decent color gamut and a good peak brightness, like maybe 740, 720 nits or something like that. And a good local dimming zones, maybe 40 local dimming zones will do it. But again, it depends on you, man. It depends on, do you care about the quality? If you don't care about the quality, then you don't need a 4K TV, man. You can just go ahead and stick with 1080p, you know. So it's really hard for me to answer that question for you. That's something you got to ask yourself. What do you want? What are you looking for? You know what I mean? So these type of questions is something you got to ask yourself. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that news yet, so I don't know where you heard that, Stealth Dragon, but I haven't heard that news. So if that's true, then I would have seen it somewhere. I haven't heard nothing about that, so I don't know where you heard that, man. What, did you hear it from some low-life YouTuber out there that's picking up a story, or did you just make that up, dude? Seriously. Because if that's true, it would be all over the news, man. It would be all over IGN, GameSpot. So, come on, man, don't bullshit. I'm calling you out right now. Why are you bullshitting, dude? Then there's no such thing. Sony doesn't have to do a cross-platform. Microsoft needs the cross-platform. Sony doesn't, you know. Because they have 15 studios. They're already set, man. Sony, it's set. They're the kings, man. They're the Thanos walking, dominating the planet. They don't need anybody. They got money. They got more money than God now. They're set. So, no, that's a bullshit. That's never going to happen. So, Stealth Dragon, do me a favor, man. Don't bring in misinformation, bro. That's not true. No such thing. Do I know the resolution the Red Dead 2 will play on PlayStation 4 Pro? I'm guessing probably 1440p, or if we're lucky, maybe, this is just maybe, 1600p. If they can pull out 1600p, that'll be great. But most likely it's going to be 1440p, 30 frames per second, you know. Why? Because they want to keep that steady frame rate. Okay, they want to keep the draw distance, the foliage, all the other high textures they put on. They want to make sure they preserve that for the performance of the game and the graphics. I have BenQ I have two BenQs 4K HDR monitors. I got the one that's a VA panel, and I got another one that's twisted pneumatic TN panel. So I got both the TN panel and the VA panel. Well, when was that? Was that today or was that yesterday? Because it definitely was not yesterday, Gailo Torres. And if it is reported, then I would have seen it. How come I didn't see it? How come I didn't see that shit on IGN or GameSpot if it was reported? Why wasn't it there yesterday? I was checking it yesterday. It wasn't there, so. It strikes me that maybe Sony would do such a thing. You know. Well, maybe because I don't say something unless I fucking know it for sure. And, you know, send me a link. Let me see where the fuck it says that. Maybe I need to block your ass. How about that? How about that? How do you feel now? Good. Yeah, I don't confirm something unless I know it. Unless I know something for a fact. You know. Alright, Still Dragon, what else you got? NVIDIA 65 monitor TV. Would you buy it? No. No, I mean, why? Why, when you can connect that to Q9FN or Q8FN and then run 120 Hertz refresh rate on that with a good input lag? Why? Why would I bother giving NVIDIA money when you already have, if you have a good TV like Q8FN or Q9FN, why would you buy NVIDIA? Sony A1E, it's a great picture quality. It looks very flashy. It's a good looking, great TV. It's a beautiful TV. It's going to cost you a lot of money. But if you really have to buy that TV, make sure you get a warranty, 2-year warranty. Do not buy that TV without a warranty. That's what you need to do. You need to buy it with a warranty. If you don't buy it with warranty, then you are really just throwing that $3,000 plus whatever $100 something into a toilet. Yeah. Let me see. Dragon says, I like OLED, scared to really push the picture settings. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. It has a great picture quality, but you're always going to be afraid to push that OLED light all the way to the maximum, to squeeze that peak brightness. Because that TV, it's not designed for the bright rooms. That TV is designed for the dark rooms. So if you're somebody that's building a movie theater, a little tiny movie theater, whatever, home theater, and you want to use an OLED, then that's what the OLED is for. It's going to give you an excellent picture quality. But the problem is that burn in, man. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen right away. But in a year and a half, 2 years, I guarantee you, 2 years, you will have that burn in. It's going to happen, dude. You can't be that careful. You can't be that super babysitter thinking about that TV 24/7. And why would you spend $3,000, $4,000 babysitting something that costs that much? I mean, come on. To put a TV in the car, they do that in Russia. Why they put in? Well, they have it here, but it's a small little LCD televisions on the back seat. It's for the not for the driver. It's for the people sitting in the back seat. Usually the kids when they're watching cartoons on the SUVs, you know, in the back seat. But can you elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean by that? Like how they put it in the TV? Like, do they put like 55-inch TV in the back seat? Like what they do? No, I want to see that. I want to see the picture of that, man. I gotta look it up. Stel Dragon says, HDMI cables. Is there any difference when you spend a lot of cash for name brands? Yeah. There's a lot of gimmick out there. There's a lot of sales gimmickry out there. And if you're not smart enough, you're going to end up in that gimmick easily. Especially if you don't know how the HDMI works. They're gonna put some BS on the display. They're gonna say this thing, it's the fastest HDMI 2.0 cable, gold plated, blah 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 blah, and we're gonna charge you $180. You're gonna spend $180 for something that you're not gonna see a major difference, when you can go with the ultra high speed Belkin future-proof 2.1 cable that is going to be taking advantage of 2.1 chipsets in the future to have that 40 Mbps data. The way the high definition media interface works, it's based on the data. How fast can it transfer that data between your television and your device? So your device has to send that signal much quicker, much faster through that HDMI for your TV to get that signal and process all that information. So get yourself a Belkin. For $180, you can have how many Belkins? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can have like 8. You can have 8. I think maybe, not 8, okay, maybe 6. You could have 6 Belkin cables. 6 Belkin cables you can have. For that price, plus tax, $190. You can have 6 for $190, $200. You can have 6 Belkin ultra high speed, not high speed. High speed it's 2.0. Ultra high speed is 2.1. You can have 6 Belkin 2.1 cables, okay, and you can connect all of your devices in your room with that Belkin future-proof cable, and you're set for another few years. You don't have to worry about the HDMI cables again. So there's your difference right there. I'm not ignoring your question. I'm just letting you know I cannot answer that question for you, Alicia. That's something you have to figure out on your own. I don't know what is your preference. I cannot recommend anything that's low end. You want me to recommend something that's a low end. All of these TVs are $400, $500. They suck. They're bad TVs. So you're not going to get that quality from the movies. You might as well stick with 1080p TV. If you truly want to get into 4K, man, the TCL R617 is the best entry level for the premium quality on the budget. If you want to go all out, then you got to go with a Q8FN. Get the Q8FN. Or you can get the 930E, or you can get the 900E. 900E, if you can get it for $900 or $800, 900E, it's also a good choice by Sony. But I cannot recommend these low-end bullshit televisions. They're garbage, man. They're garbage televisions. They're not good. Meaning your 4K. Why would you buy Apple 4K TV, Apple TV 4K, to stream something that's going to look shitty? You know, the brightness is going to be ridiculous because of lack of local dimming. The deep dark levels will be washed out. The white bright levels will be very bleak. The color will be bleak. So what's the point? A viewing angle will be horrible with all that bleeding light. So I cannot recommend you. That's something you got to ask yourself, man. Okay? I told you, Q8FN, dude. Go with the Q8FN or Q9FN. Those are the best LCD TVs you can go with. LCD LED backlit TVs is a Q8FN for $1,600 and Q9FN for $3,000. Q9FN has about 300 local dimming zones, has 2,000 nits of peak of brightness, and has 100% color accuracy. It also has a really good in-game mode that allows you to have a much lower input lag. So yeah, man, if you want to go all out, go with the Q9FN. Well, I thought you said, what about the streaming? You said, what's the best like streaming TV for me that I can get something for streaming? So I was assuming you were talking about something in the low end range. You know, you didn't say high end. If you said to me what's like the best high end streaming TV, then I would have told you. But you didn't say the price range, dude. You got to be more specific about the questions you ask. All right, you cannot just throw some questions out there and expect me to answer it for you. No, for $3,000, you cannot buy a 105-inch TV for $3,000. Yeah, I mean, I need to have like more detailed questions. You guys got to ask detailed questions. I cannot answer something if I don't know what you mean. Stack, yeah, you'll never buy a TV for $3,000 that's 105-inch. Maybe for $20,000, 105-inch. But you'll have to sell your car. Q8FN and Q9FN, man. That's it. It's by Samsung. Those are the two best right now in the market that you can get. Q8FN and Q9FN. Not just me saying this. You can go to the Artings. You can go to the other website. They'll tell you. Currently, right now, the best LCD LED televisions you can get for that price range, it's a Q series, Q8FN and Q9FN, man. Balanced TV is good for picture quality, great for gaming. You don't have to worry about the burning or retention on the screen. So, dude, it's hard to recommend OLED, man. I can only recommend OLED if you get a warranty. But remember, OLED it's really designed for dark rooms. If you're living in a cave, if you're living in like a very dark room, then you get the OLED. But you're gonna have to get that warranty. That OLED is gonna cost you money, and you're gonna have to babysit that technology. That technology is very fragile. So do you want to invest money into something that's fragile? That's something you gotta ask yourself. I cannot answer that for you. It depends on your needs, man. All of these things depends on your needs. I can only tell you what technology is and what it does and what the faults are and how fragile it is, but I cannot recommend and say, okay, go ahead and buy an OLED because of these major problems that it has, you know. Samsung Q8FN and TCL 6 series 55 R6 17. It's like the best affordable budget premium quality TV you can buy right now. Period. There's really nothing better. Yes, there's Vizio Quantum, but it's expensive. Yes, there's Hisense, but they're pricing at $799. That's an extra $250. Vizio, right? I mean, TCL 6 series this year. It's the most affordable premium quality TV you can get, man. There's really, for the price, there's nothing better out there. So Samsung, yeah. Samsung Q8FN. They might call it something different. I don't know where you are in the country. Which country you're in. If you're in Europe, I think it's a Q8D or Q9D. But here in States, it's Q8FN and then Q9FN. So instead of the... oh, in Russia, I don't know. The way things are right now with the economy, the relationship that Russia has with the other countries, I don't know, dude. Who knows? I don't know. Is the same there? Okay, then it's a Q8FN, Q9FN. Dragon says, would you need to have a PC to use the settings on the BenQ? Don't got a PC, just want a monitor to hook up the X. Not really. Not really, dude. Honestly, to use the settings on the BenQ, you can just select RGB. Just select the dynamic range of RGB because that's what they recommend for the monitor, which is 0 to 255, which is a full dynamic range. Use that. But I have BenQ right now. I got a 32-inch. You gotta remember, here's the thing. A lot of people complain about peak brightness of nits on the monitor, on a BenQ monitor. First of all, you are sitting so close to the monitor. Why would you want 1000 nits? If they made a monitor that was at 1000 nits, I would not be able to watch that monitor. 300 to 400 nits, that's more than enough for HDR on a 4K monitor. The viewing angle would only matter on the monitor if you are doing surround monitors. If you are doing a surround monitors, get the IPS monitors because the viewing angle. But if you're not doing racing or surround monitors, Infinity, if you're not doing Infinity, then you honestly, you'll be fine with the BenQ. I have BenQ. I don't have any issues. I'm fine. Runs great to me. Not a problem. Do I recommend optical cables? I mean, they'll work. Optical cables will work, but HDMI arc return is the best. High definition media interface is the best. If you want to get that lossless, best possible sound on the bit stream, the best thing to use is HDMI. HDMI, man. Use the arc return HDMI cable connected to your receiver, man. You know, but you can still use optical. We'll get the job done, but you're gonna have a. It's not gonna be as lossless as like HDMI. So HDMI is the best way to go, man. HDMI is gonna give you that best possible Dolby Atmos sound or DTSX sound. I heard they're working on a new Dolby Atmos or something like that. I don't know. So you guys have any more questions? They got a 1000 nit, but price. Yeah, don't buy that. That's a ridiculous monitor. Why would you want such ridiculous monitor? That's ridiculous, man. 1000 nits. I cannot. You might as well stare at your KS8000 Samsung up close with that kind of ridiculous nits of brightness. QLED or OLED? It depends. QLEDs are much brighter televisions, so if you are living in a very bright room, QLED will be the best choice. If you are really in a very dark room, then the OLED, it's the best way to go. But the problem with the OLED is, as I mentioned, is the fragile technology. You'll have to babysit that TV. You have to watch out for the retention on the screen. You have to watch out for the burn-ins on the screen. So it depends. I would say go with the QLED because it's the safest way to go. QLED will give you a great 300 local dimming zones. Very aggressive local dimming zones will give you a very nice deep dark levels, and you're going to get the brightest TV there is with a full 100% color accuracy. So on top of the 120 Hertz refresh rate. Plus a very low input lag for the gaming, you know. For the gaming, bitstream can cause a little bit of an input lag. I'm not gonna lie. It depends on how you got your receiver connected. It really depends on your receiver. It depends on your connections and your cables and how you got it connected. So I would have to be there to see how you got your receiver connected. You know what I mean? All of these things could be an issue. Also, does your receiver supports a pass-through? Does your receiver has HDCP 2.2 pass-through in the back of it? You have to look at that too. All of these elements, I mean, I gotta know more detail. What's up? What's up, Leka? How you doing, man? Nidal, what's up, Nidal? How you doing, man? Thank you, man. God bless you too, Nidal. Salim, how you doing? Hey, well, that's why I'm here, man. That's what I've been doing for the past 3.5 years, man. Helping you guys out. I mean, right now, I could take a 6 months vacation, not make any videos, and I'm still gonna get paid. because I got over 3,000 plus 200 something videos, man. That's how many videos I got. You cannot go into a television department, any kind of TV tech department, without seeing my name. Without seeing my name. Like when you go on YouTube and you search for TVs, I'm right next to Digital Trends, right next to HD TV Tests, right next to Art Things. I'm right next to all of these guys. I'm right there. Alicia asked, does the TCL support Atmos? No. TCL does not support the Atmos. But then again, you know, they don't, that doesn't mean that they're not going to do it, because they already have partnership for Dolby Vision. So it's possible that they might support the Atmos in the future. You know, but however, if you have a receiver that supports the Atmos, then you're good. But the television within itself, like OLED has a built-in Atmos internally. So on a C7 OLED, you already have the Atmos built in. So LG has a full partnership with Dolby. With TCL, they do have Dolby Vision, but they don't have built-in Atmos. And I'm pretty sure if the Atmos was included, the price wouldn't be 600, would be maybe 700. They would have to raise the price up a little bit. But if you have a receiver, you know, you're going to buy a dedicated receiver to truly appreciate a surround sound. It has to be a discrete channel, meaning you have to have a separate dedicated receiver that has speakers all over the room, 7 or 8 or maybe 12 speakers, okay, to truly have that discrete surround sound. Soundbar is just something that's going to mimic that sound, like a 3D sound. That's all it's going to do, is mimic it. But to truly appreciate that movie theater experience, you got to have that discrete channels. You got to have that a separated receiver that will do that for you. And I have a bunch of videos I've done on that with the 676, 577, 777 Onkyo with my speakers and subwoofers. If you guys type in on YouTube, you will find those videos that I have. I got tons of videos regarding receivers and speakers and how to use a dual subwoofer and all that other stuff, man. It's all there. Puppet Master, Mr4K, I missed you. Hey, how you doing, man? Sorry if I don't remember you, but I think my memory, it's kind of like coming back now. I think I might have remembered you in one of my live streams or something. How you been, man? How you doing? I actually have a pretty dark personal room, no windows, maybe OLED. Dude, I don't think you can afford OLED. You cannot afford OLED, man. If you can't afford the OLED, if you can't afford the Windows, you can't afford the OLED, man. Let's see what else we got. Does the Bose sound system hold the best quality sound, or is Sony climbing up the scale? Bose is the best, honestly. I have tried Bose, and the thing about the Bose, it's not so much the bass, it's really the clarity. You know, the Bose really has that amazing clarity. Now, is the Bose great for the movies? I don't know. I think Bose, it's mainly used for music. People who love music and listen to the music. But yeah, the movies will sound clear, but I still think Sony has that better cinematic processing, much better cinema experience, because they are involved in movies. They have movie studios, you know, Columbia Pictures. So they have their Sony records. So I think Sony will give you a much better sound bar for the movie experience. However, Bose will give you the much better music experience when you're listening to the music, because they're mainly aimed for the clarity. Bose is really not aimed for the movies. Sony and Samsung and the LG sound bars, they're really aimed for that cinematic experience. What's up, Killer Tone? What do I think about the TCL P6 series for gaming. Killer Tone, I have it. I still have that TV. I have it. It works fine. However, I haven't experienced really any issues in gaming. The input lag, it's like, I don't know, maybe 20, 22. You know, it's a pretty good input lag. It's not like a horrible input lag where you're getting like 28, you know, milliseconds. It's about it's like 20 to 21 milliseconds. It's pretty good, but you have to select the game mode and leave it on the game mode. I have done some tests on it with Destiny 2 last year before the hurricane. I did some tests on that TV. Guys, all those videos are there. You just have to search. All those videos are there, man. You will find my answers on all of that. Yeah, I mean, it has a, what was it, 37, or was it, no, 72 local dimming zones. It has the 72 local dimming zones on a 55-inch, and 72 local dimming zones, that's not bad. It's not bad for a TV that's $400-something. That's a pretty good deal. It's not a bad, shit, man. Something went down my throat. A salty hater went down my throat. It's okay, I swallowed him, man. I'm going to shit him out later on. I'm going to flush the toilet. It will take a while. Yeah, I mean, I still have that TV, and it works good, man. I might have to go back to that TV and do some comparisons between that and TCL R617, which I did. There is a difference. I mean, the one major difference is the photon technology and a higher peak brightness of, you know, nits. But it's really that photon technology. The biggest kicker this year for TCL was higher local dimming zones, which help that contrast ratio. And then, of course, the photon technology, which enhances a full wider spectrum of color, meaning full wide color gamut. iFighter I. Hey, any recommended settings for gaming on the Xbox One? My TV, it's Sony Bravia. I would turn off all the filters. You know, all those filters you have, I would turn them off. Select the game mode. And keep the color on neutral. Sharpness, I would leave the sharpness at 0. Keep the color at 50. Backlit and contrast, you have to leave that at maximum because you want to take the advantage of the HDR. But I would keep the sharpness at 0. Color tone at neutral, meaning neutral 1. And then the color, keep it at 50. As far as the motion flow, turn that off. Turn this motion flow totally off. Turn the cinema motion high off. Motion flow off at the top to bottom. Turn both of them off. And live color, you can turn that off too. Turn the live color off. That's fine. You got to turn these filters off and keep all of your X1 filters at medium, like, you know, advanced contrast enhancer, keep it at medium. What else is there? All those filters, you can keep them at medium, but make sure you turn that motion flow off and keep it at the game mode. That's what I would do. Newark, New Jersey, let me see. Why do I keep saying Xbox One X DirectX 11 when Microsoft clearly stated DirectX 12 is built in? Yeah, it is. That was my mistake. I thought it was DirectX 11, but then I did some research on it. Actually, it turns out that it is DirectX 12 device. Now, I don't know to what degree are they using that DirectX 12, because Digital Foundry told me that they're not using a full potential of what the PC can do in terms of DirectX 12, meaning they're not using that full potential of tessellation. You know what I mean? PC can use that full potential of tessellation because it has more horsepower to do so. But you are correct. It is a DirectX 12, you know, built-in system. That's correct. But to what extent are they using that DirectX 12? I don't know. But what I have seen so far, on Forza Horizon 4, it's pretty outstanding. You know, and I really honestly, I had a hard time telling a difference between the two. You can, tessellation is the grass, it's the ground. Higher dynamic shadows, higher resolution on shadows. These are the things that you're gonna have to zoom in, like Richard says, you gotta zoom in to see that, to notice that. Like Digital Foundry actually literally they have to zoom in to show you that difference between 1080 graphics card that it's using the full DirectX 12 Ultra settings, tessellation, foliage, high resolution shadows. But when you're looking at it from the 6 feet away, 7 feet away, honestly, man, I can't tell a difference. Like I did that video the other day, yesterday. I can't tell a difference between Forza Horizon 4 on the PC and the Xbox One X. Like there's no drastic difference. The only difference is on the S version and on the fat Xbox One, because they're not powerful enough to render, you know, the graphics. Yeah, thank you. Well, actually, thank you, Newark, New Jersey, for bringing this up to my attention. Thank you for correcting me, man. Yeah, it is DirectX 12. Xbox One X is DirectX 12. You know, so yeah, that's true. My pleasure. You're welcome, Newark. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, the mobs. Hold on, I have a question for the mobs. I also have. Thank you, Keandre Daniels. And let me see what the mob says. I'm trying to get to these questions. Hey, Mr4K, how are you today? I'm good, man. Thank you. Last week on your stream, I asked you about finding a good Ethernet cable. I found one, but it's 20 feet. Couldn't find 18 feet. Most of them are like 5 to 6. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, when you are going for these Ethernet cables that get hooked up to your modem, obviously, in the back of your console or back of your PC, it'll depend on the measurement, like how many feet do you want to go. The longer the measurement of the feet, the higher the price is going to be. But if you want the best, and you're going to have to cash out some money here, I hate to say it, but you get what you pay for. If you really want to take advantage of your 1 gigabit internet download speed, like you really want to get that full advantage from your modem that you got on your internet provider, the Cat7 Cat7 Ethernet cable is the fastest, it's the best. I've been using it. You guys have seen what I've done with the 1440p live stream of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You've seen me do that. You know I can do it. I've done Creed, the boxing game, on the VR 1440p, 18 megabits per second, no issues. So you guys know that the Cat7 cable, it's the fastest download. Your browser is gonna be lightning fast with that cable, with that internet speed. So yeah, Cat7 Ethernet cable is the best. There's nothing better out there, but it's gonna cost you. You're gonna have to spend like $80, man, $89 if you want to go. Maybe 20 feet, maybe $100. But remember, you get what you paid for, man. You know, that's the way it is, man, in life. You know, if you want to have the best, well, you're gonna have to cash out. That's just but you can go with something low end. You can go with a Geek Squad 20 feet for like maybe, I don't know, $60 with something like that. I never heard about those TVs, Rook. Stack 88, I don't know, are you referring to Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Thank you, Newark, New Jersey, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. No, it's okay. I mean, you know, I just want to give you the difference. I want to let you know what's the best, and then go down the line and let you know what's the medium range and what's like the low end. But if you already have like a really fast internet speed, I think you owe it to yourself to have the best equipment and the best connection. You know, I assume you have DOCSIS, DOCIS, DOCSIS 3.1 modem, because DOCSIS 3.1 is the only way you can get 1 gigabit, 2 gigabit, 3 gigabit internet speed. And if you have a DOCSIS modem and you have Cat 7 cable, oh man, oh, that Apple TV, it's gonna be blazing super clear. It's gonna be like a 4K UHD Blu-ray quality stream on that movie. What do I think about? I think I already answered it. Let me see. I already said that, Stack. I have 1 gigabit. 1 gigabit. It doesn't always go to the 1 gigabit. It stays at the 988. You know, it doesn't go all the way to like 1 gigabit. On a good day, maybe goes to 1030, but usually stays around 988, which is fine. You know, and then the upstream speed, it's about 165 megabits per second, which is pretty darn good, man. It's good for streaming, especially if you're doing if you're somebody who's doing Twitch, who's a live streamer. The Xfinity Comcast is definitely the best to go if you're in the United States of America. If you're here in 50 states, you know. What's up, Mr. Scrooters? My OLED man. What's up, man? How you doing? What's happening, bro? One First Outdoors said, what's the best microphone option on streaming? I would say currently Turtle Beach. I think I've been using Turtle Beach. Doesn't bother me. But I also been using a AKG earbuds, and they work fine. I have those Samsung AKG earbuds. Dude, they work perfect. They sound as good as this Blue Yeti that I'm talking to you right now. So I have AKG, man. I have AKG earbuds with a microphone. They're not heavy on my head. They're very light. I can spend hours and hours gaming. I don't have something heavy on my head. You know what I mean? There's also Sennheisers. There's Sennheisers gaming headsets. They're pretty good as well. But there's so many options out there, man. There's so many options. Mr. Shooter says, question, is there an 8-bit HDR? Because someone says on my channel the LG B7 in PC mode only displays 8-bit HDR. Is this just total nonsense? Struders, as far as my memory holds me from last year when I had my OLEDs, and you know I had 3 different types of OLEDs, as far as my memory holds me, as far as I remember, and I might have done a video about that, I don't recall. The only time that would happen, it's if maybe you are not in a 4K HDR, if you're not in the HDR mode. But even then, no. Some people are saying that what it does, it's trying to downscale that that color to preserve the performance. If that was true, hold on. If that was true, obviously I don't have the equipment to measure that. But if that was true, don't you think Vincent Teo would have made a video about that? Don't you think all these professional calibrators with their equipment would have done a video about that? Don't you think Artings would have done a video about that? And don't you think Digital Foundry would have done a video about that? Don't you think CNET, Digital Trends, AV Forums, don't you think they would have done video about that if that was true? If that was really true. But it's not. If it was true, there would be information about that. You know, you can't hold something like that secret. There would be information about that. But I haven't heard about that, man. You know. But then again, that's internet for you, Wayne. That's what happens when you are on the internet, man. It's a trash dump of goulash. It's a one big mixture of trash dump, and you got all kinds of garbage there floating around. It's like a big tsunami of trash dump, and you're gonna catch a lot of shit before you get to the bottom of what's true and what's not true. This is the way the internet is. Let's see, Alexander. Hey, how you doing, Alexander? Hi. Also, what's the strongest HDMI ports? iFighter asked, for putting out the best 4K signal. The best, strongest HDMI ports. It's HDCP 2.2. That's it. When you see that highlighted HDCP 2.2, that's the pass-through. That's the strongest. That's it. Look for the highlight of HDCP 2.2. That's what you got to look for. Luckily, TCL R617 has all three HDCP 2.2 pass-throughs. For a budget TV. For a budget TV. Yep. Alright, Mr. Let me see. I've been trying to get a brighter HDR game mode. Only way I use the PC mode on B7, and then you get brighter picture. But a lot of people say that it doesn't show HDR properly. Here's the thing, Wayne, and I'm going to try to explain this to everybody so that everyone understands something. When you are buying an OLED TV, you got to remember something. Now, this is just the way technology it's made. It's just the way it works. OLED, it's not designed to be the brightest TV. OLED function is to be put somewhere in a dark room. So don't expect OLED to be the brightest TV. It's never going to be the brightest TV. LEDs, backlit TVs, TVs like QLED, and then micro LEDs are coming in. Okay, and AMOLED, they're coming out. Those TVs will have that 4,000, 8,000, 10,000 nits of peak brightness. So they're never going to be as bright as QLEDs or the micro LEDs are coming out. So OLED, one great accolade about the OLED, it's the fact that there's no light. There's no backlight coming out of it. It's organic. Everything it's emitting by itself. Every and each organic light emitting diode that's red, green, blue, yellow, white, dark will emit by itself. So it's going to give you the best possible picture quality. But it has to be in a dark room. That TV has to be in a dark room. You cannot have that TV in a lit up room. Or otherwise you're buying an OLED for the wrong reasons. I know that, man. I know that. And I also know this too. Well, look what happens. There you go. It's hilarious when the guy with a fake account comes to tell me that he hit 96 dislikes. Oh, no, hold on a second. My bad, dude. My bad. Mr. Struders, I made that. My bad. I'm sorry, Mr. Struders. I wanted to get this guy. Hold on. Sorry about that, Mr. Struders. I hit the wrong button, bro. I didn't mean to do that. Actually, Mr. Struder is going to be my moderator from now on. There you go. Sorry about this, Struders, man. It was by mistake. I done it by mistake. All right, we got about, let me see, another 15 or 20 minutes. Let's have some more questions, man. I'm not here for the haters, dude. I don't feed those idiots, you know. Okay, we got some more questions. Do we have any more questions? Thank you, Derek. You have a question, Derek? Because I only got like maybe 15 minutes to do this. You know, that's why I'm doing this. No, I never had a chance because they never asked me. You know, honestly, I was never approached. You know, none of these tech channels have asked me, nor have they approached me to do so. If they have approached me, I would have done it. But they never approached me. I don't know why. Maybe they're afraid. the way I am, the way I, do things. I don't know. Or maybe they're afraid because they have a sponsor and they don't want somebody like me being on their channel and then, disrupting what they have, I don't know. Thanks, man. Thanks, Derek, man. I appreciate it. I have a new Vizio bending test. And actually, Mr. Struders, thank you, Stack. Mr. Struders, I will be doing that test throughout this week because tomorrow, as you know, I'm getting a Samsung Q8FN. Sometime tomorrow, I'm going to get my Samsung Q8FN. And when I get my Samsung Q8FN, I'm going to do some of these tests. I might be able to do maybe 1 or 2 videos tomorrow, depending on when I get the TV. I have to get the TV, I have to put it together and connect it and everything, set it up. I originally wanted to do Q8FN this weekend, but because of such a stupid AGS shipping ridiculous, AGS sucks. I'll never order from Samsung ever again. It's the last time I'll ever order. Sorry about that, guys. I'll never order from Samsung and their stupid AGS freaking shipping company. Okay, it's the most stupidest shipping company in the world. I don't care what anybody says. Originally, I wanted to do it this weekend, but I couldn't because they screwed me over. And I made a video about that. You can watch that video and find out what happened. So tomorrow I might be able to do maybe 1 or 2 videos. Maybe 1 or 2 videos. And then throughout the week, and I'll try to do more videos. And then on Friday and Saturday, Friday and Saturday, you'll see plenty of Q8FN videos and stuff like that. All right, let's see what else we got. Thank you, Steck. Thank you, Big Daddy. What's up? Let's see. Big Daddy says 2160p. I thought 4K was 3160p. I was told my TV is not 4K. It's enabled on my Xbox One. No, you're not confused. You are in 4K, dude. Big Daddy, don't... see, the problem with you, Big Daddy, is you're believing these idiots out there. There's people out there creating controversy. Just like I have idiots here. I actually made people create their own dozens of accounts to hit the dislikes. That's the kind of influence I have. Don't get influenced by the trash dump that's out there on the YouTube. Any lowlife can get an internet connection and go on YouTube and do some videos sitting on the toilet and talking shit. Any lowlife, any motherfucker can do that. And there's a bunch of lowlifes out there. I have the balls to fucking call them lowlifes because that's what they are. A fucking lowlifes. Bottom fucking feeders. If you want me to tell this to you in your face, I'll be more than fucking happy to tell you. All of you fucking lowlifes. I intimidate fucking people. No one fucking intimidates me. Motherfuckers. So, when you go to these idiots out there and they start spewing all this bullshit, that's exactly what you're gonna get. What you need to do, go to the Artings, go to the HD TV tests, go to the digital trends, go to the AV forums. These are the legit professional outlets that will give you the correct information. Don't listen to some idiots out there just trying to profit money. Okay? And there's plenty of them out there. There's plenty of them out there. And at least I have the balls to call them out. And they don't have the balls to call me out or come to my face and say it. Because they don't have the balls. Let's see what else we got. Artings is good. Have I considered some calibration team for business? Here's the deal. I did go to the Art Institute, video production, so I know about calibration. I know how it works. I know what type of software and equipment they're using. We had falling out. Me and some of my friends who were professional calibrators, we had falling out because they wanted me to get into the business of professional calibrating, meaning going to people's houses and getting their money, ripping them off, and doing all this stuff. I didn't want to do that. But my friend Steve asked me to do that. I said, dude, I don't want to do that. Because I don't believe in that. I believe we're ripping people off. We truly are ripping people off. it's ridiculous. Because if you know the rules, what are the standard rules of calibration? Don't oversaturate. What does that mean? Don't oversaturate the color. Well, then you got to keep the color balanced. You have your eyes. You can see if it's oversaturated, if it's not oversaturated. I don't need an instrument to tell me if my saturation is in correct line. Okay, same thing goes with the sharpness. If you have a high density of pixels, if you got 8.3 million pixels, pixels means detail, then you don't need sharpness. You can move sharpness to 0. So if you know the rules, if you are educated, if you know the rules of calibration, you don't need that equipment, man. You don't need to spend $3,000, $10,000 on the Kelman, that calibration equipment, to get the instruments and the software and all that stuff. You don't need that, man. And this is the falling out I have with these professional calibrators. This is the debate that I have. And they don't like me because I'm hurting their business. They want to continue with their business, and they don't like me for that. And I'm like, dude, I'm not in it for money. I don't want to bullshit people. I hate going to somebody's house and they have to give me $900, ripping them off for something that I could have done without the equipment. I could have calibrated that TV for them. And that's my stance, man. That's how I feel. That's my stance, and that's my stance that has been since 2001, man. Since 2001. You're welcome, Big Daddy. All right, let's see what else we got. Have I watched Khabib versus McGregor fight? Actually, I missed it, though. I was going to watch it. I was going to watch it last night. But, dude, I was, like, so tired. I went to sleep, man. I was invited to watch it to this one bar to go out and see it. I was just too tired, dude. I was like, fuck, I can't. It was too late, man. It was like, was it 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock? There was prelims, and then there was 11 o'clock, I think. I just didn't get a chance to see it. I think probably, what was it? Did it went to distance, or what happened, actually? I just didn't get a chance to see it, man. I wanted to see it, but then I was like too tired, man. I went to sleep, you know. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, the equipment, that's the problem, Mr. Struders. The equipment, it's so expensive, man. The money you're gonna spend on the equipment, you can have Z9D or Z9F. You can have Z9D. You can have Z9D. That's right. You got 2160, and that's the 4K. That's 8.3 million pixels. 3840 by 2160, that's 8.3 million pixels. So you got 4 times detail of 1080p. Meaning much higher detail, much higher density detail. Pixels brings a density of detail. Meaning the higher the pixel count, the higher the detail. So yeah, you got 4K, man. You're all good. Don't listen to these other idiots out there, man. Sitting on the toilet, wiping their ass. Okay, eating McDonald's and pulling out their cell phones and cracked up cell phone with a bunch of crack on it, and they're trying to tell you, oh, this is this, this is that. They have no fucking idea about anything. Because if they had any idea, they would have 26,000 subscribers like I do. They would have the equipment. Fuck these motherfuckers. They would have the equipment. They would have everything to say, I have nothing but credibility. They got nothing. What they got? They don't have any balls. It's empty. It's a shallow down there. That's what they got. So don't go to these lowlifes, man. Don't watch their bullshit. That's what they are. They're lowlifes. I'll call it the way it is. A fucking lowlifes. I have no problem calling them that because that's what they are. So fuck them. That's right. And if they want to do something about it, come fucking find me and do something about it. That's how I am. I don't fuck around. But they're lowlifes. And they're always going to be fucking lowlifes because they choose to be a lowlife. Their mother was a lowlife. Their father was a lowlife. The entire fucking family was a lowlife. They choose to be lowlifes. So fuck them. I don't give a fuck. At least I have fucking balls to call it the way it is. All right, so what other questions we have? That's me. Don't fucking like it, unsubscribe. I don't give a shit. You're talking to a real fucking person, not some fucking pampered up bullshitter out there, okay? That's me. I'm the real deal. I have some families in the U.S., but I don't keep a good relationship between me and my family. You know, it's not a good relationship. I got a lot of relatives in the U.S. and Europe and some parts of Middle East and even some parts of Africa. I'm like Vin Diesel, man. I got multifacial. I got all kinds of family background trees, from Irish to Slavic to Muslim to you name it, man. I'm like all different backgrounds because of my family tree and the way it is. But we don't have a good relationships. You know, it's not like a tight relationship that I have with my family. It's like not good. Yeah, calibrators, gamer for life. Calibrators drink your beer. Not only do they drink your beer, but they're staring at your wife's tits and her ass. Why? Because they're lowlifes. They're fucking lowlifes. That's what the lowlife does. A bottom feeder does. A bottom feeder, that's what they do. They stare at your wife. They want to fuck your wife, and they want to take your money. That's what they do. That's why I call them a low-life bottom feeders. And that's my problem with these calibrators. Okay? That's why I don't like them. Because they want to steal the goddamn money. Rip you off. Laugh to the bank. Not with me. No one's going to pull shit with me. Remember, I intimidate people. No one fucking intimidates me. They know this. People who work with me, they know this. When I used to work with the law enforcement, when I used to help the police, when I used to work way back, they know this. I intimidate people. No one intimidates me. And end of story. Same thing when I was in Bosnia during that war. No one fucking intimidates me. All right, let's continue with some more questions. We got about maybe 8 to 9 minutes. So let's make this quick and fast. You guys have any more questions? Red Dead 2. I'm going to do both versions. The Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro version. Both versions will be put, and we're going to test both versions. Both. I was under reserves. It was reserves. It was something I was helping the law enforcement, but I cannot go into much detail because it's still classified. I cannot talk about it. You know. Once it becomes unclassified, then I can tell you. It was reserves. So I'll put both Xbox One X version and PlayStation 4 Pro version. I'll put them side by side, and I'm going to do a comparison. I'll use my Q8FN. I'll use my TCL R617, and I'll throw in the 900E as well. And we're going to go across these 3 different televisions, and we're going to see the difference and the settings and how they all differentiate between these 3 different televisions and how they function with all these game mode settings. We're going to use the game mode settings, and we'll see how they look. So that's going to be happening for sure. And I think October 26th is Friday. Thank you, Tech Hybrid. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was pretty traumatic, man. It's a traumatic experience, dude. You see a lot of shit. Yeah, and I want to do those videos. But hold on, I'm trying to think. Is October 26th a Friday? I don't have my calendar right now to look at it. If somebody can find out for me, is October 26th a Friday? If it's a Friday, that's even better. Then I can spend the entire day just working on those videos. So if you guys can just look at the calendar and just, if you have a cell phone, just look at the calendar and see if October 26th, it's a Friday. I don't know. I'm trying to. Maybe I can look up here. Hold on. Yes, October 26th. It's Friday. It's Friday. So that's even better. I just look at my calendar and October 26th is Friday. Okay, Gamer for Life asked a question for lower cost, not coast. We're not on a coast. Lower cost 4K monitor. What's the lowest cost monitor, 4K monitor? BenQ or LG or Samsung? LG UD69P, I still recommend it. It's IPS in-plane switching monitor, and I would recommend LG UD69P. It's an IPS in-plane switching monitor. Has a really great viewing angle. The only problem is it's using sRGB. It's a still 8-bit 4K monitor. It's not a 10-bit 4K monitor, but for the price, for $350, for $300 something, I think that's the cheapest FreeSync 4K monitor without HDR that you can get for $300. That's like if you're looking for something low end, you know, like a affordable price. It does have a good viewing angle. I have that monitor. It's an IPS 27-inch UD69P, and the color is good. It has a nice color accuracy. It has in-plane switching, which is IPS, meaning the viewing angle is good. But the problem is, you know, it's an 8-bit. It's still an 8-bit monitor. It's not a 10-bit monitor. Is that a big deal? I don't know. Maybe yes or no. Depends on what you're looking for. But I think for the price, it's can't go wrong with that. Because BenQ is still expensive. You still gotta pay $500 for a BenQ. You still gotta pay $700 for a 32-inch BenQ 4K HDR monitor. But they're 10-bit. They're 10-bit, and the problem with a 27-inch is the fact that it is a twisted pneumatic. It's a TN panel, and the color shifts when you move left to the right. The color shifts because it's a twisted pneumatic. It's a TN panel. All right, we got maybe a few more minutes left. Let me see. Totally hate YouTubers that spoil the game. Yeah, there's all kinds of idiots out there, dude. What are you gonna do? Just I don't read the reviews, dude. Right now I'm not reading anything about Red Dead Redemption. I'm totally like you can filter. As a matter of fact, you have the option on YouTube to filter any videos regarding Red Dead Redemption. You can filter them, and you'll never have to hear anything about Red Dead Redemption. That's what I did on Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm filtering myself out. So when the game does get released, I will have a much better experience because I will not be spoiled. I mean, that's Rockstar, Leica. That's Rockstar. Rockstar has been known for doing that with all of their games, except maybe Bully. Bully was like was not an open world; it was kind of limited, linear world. But that's Rockstar, man. They're just on top of their game. I think with this game and then Grand Theft Auto 6, I think Rockstar could be probably held as the best gaming company in the world. Developing company in the world, man. And I think CD Projekt Red could slowly move up to that ladder, move up there with Cyberpunk and already with The Witcher. All of their Witcher games are great. So I'd say Rockstar and CD Projekt Red, those are the two companies right now that for sure. They're really passionate about what they're doing, and you know they're going to release a good quality. When they release a game, it's not going to be something half-assed. It's going to be something really, really spectacular. All right, so we got maybe 2-3 more minutes. If you guys have any more questions, this is it. Ace Cup from Italy. Hello, man. How you doing? Sorry I didn't see you. Hey, what's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Would you recommend my Sony X900F, brother? It depends. You got to look at the price. You know, you're gonna paying kind of similar price to what Q8FN is doing. Both of these televisions, they're both in competition with each other. X900F, it's in competition with Q8FN, and they're both equally the same price. The question is which one you should go with. Well, there's two different things here, Dave. Sony has Dolby Vision, while Samsung doesn't have Dolby Vision. Samsung has this new thing called HDR Plus that's coming up. Okay, so you gotta ask yourself that question. Also, the Q8FN has more aggressive local dimming zones than Sony X900F. So those aggressive local dimming zones will give you a much better contrast ratio, meaning the deep dark levels will be better. They will not be crushed, but they will be better. It will be darker, and then you can see a little bit better from each angle. You can see a little bit better from each angle. It means you're going to have a good viewing angle. Also, the color accuracy on Samsung Q8FN is through the roof. It's 100%. Meaning you're getting the best possible HDR color accuracy on Samsung Q8FN. Okay, you want that color gamut? This is it. The Q8FN and Q9FN, that's it. There's nothing better than that right now in terms of LCD LED. And then you got to ask yourself, what about the gaming? Gaming, when it comes to Q8FN, has a much better lower input lag. You're looking like 19 millisecond, okay? And it also has a very extensive game mode engine that's built in it. When I mean engine, I mean is that the Q processing chip, it's allowing it to have this variable refresh rate of 120 hertz to 60 hertz refresh rate, and also gives you that nice low latency, lower input lag. So the Q8FN is perfect for gaming. It's perfect for the HDR. It has a 1600 nits of peak of brightness. That's very bright. On top of that color accuracy and deep dark levels, the only thing that's missing, it's obviously a Dolby Vision. So I don't know. What Blu-ray player can I recommend? Oh, you already? I'm sorry, dude. I thought you were asking me about the X900F. I thought you wanted to buy X900. Oh, you already bought the X900F. All right, then forget it. I'm sorry about that. I couldn't read that last sentence. I just saw X900F. What do I recommend? Good Blu-ray player. Well, you have that Sony. I think that Sony would be a good addition. That X700 would be a good addition. The little tiny one, it's a good addition to go with you. It supports Dolby Vision, so you can play Dolby Vision movies. So go with the Sony 4K player. Yeah, go with the X700. Go with the Sony 4K player. By the way, how's your X900F? I'm curious. Are you happy with the X900F? Are you having any issues with the TV, or everything's good? Yeah, go with the Sony 700 model of 4K player. It supports Dolby Vision, HDR. It's a tiny little 4K player, and it's going to be a great accommodation to your Sony TV, because they both will be using, they'll work much better together. Having that Sony player with your Sony 900F will work much better. Meaning you can use your television remote and control your 4K Blu-ray player. Yeah, the Android, I'm not a huge fan of the Android. That's the one thing I don't like about the Sony, is them using that Android in there, man. It takes a long time to load. It takes forever to load. It's just slow and slow and slow. I just love the I love LG user interface, and I love the Samsung user interface. I think Samsung and LG have the best user interface, honestly. I mean, in my opinion, Samsung and LG, both of them have the best interface. Very easy, very fast, you know. All right, so guys, I have maybe time for one more question. Like one more question, guys. Then that's it. So if you guys want to ask a question, this is it. It's like I have one more question. I have time for one more. So did I expect McGregor to tap? I don't know. Did he tap? I don't even know. I didn't watch the fight last night. He shouldn't have drank that whiskey, bro. He shouldn't have drank that whiskey. That's the problem, man. The McGregor whiskey, man. He shouldn't have drank it. All right, I have. There's one more question. Hold on. Let's see. I have one question for Vanden Van. Thanks for the video on Samsung ordering. I was about to order the Q8FN, but I will just get it from the store. Yeah, Vanden Van, it's just I have ordered my Q8FN from Samsung way back in September 28th. And I now what's October 7th? And the television is supposed to be on October 5th. And what happened is I went there to see what's going on with my order, with my tracking. And I went in there, I went to see it, and it says I have to schedule an appointment. And I said, well, no one told me this. No one told me I have to schedule an appointment. This is misleading. The problem with the Samsung and the AGS is they're misleading their customers. The AGS has the responsibility to tell the customers that you have to schedule an appointment. But they don't send you any notifications. I never got any notification letting me know that I have to schedule an appointment. I was under the impression it's traveling, it's in transit, and I just gotta wait till it shows up. So Samsung and AGS, if Samsung can get rid of AGS and get maybe FedEx, would be a much better deal. But AGS right now is the worst shipping company on the planet. It's total garbage. And I will never ever, as long as I live, I will never ever order from Samsung and their stupid AGS as long as I live. It's the most horrible shipping company in the world, man. If Samsung has any decency, they need to cut loose from AGS, go with FedEx. I mean, it's just horrible. Horrible, misleading shipping company in the world. You can go to the Artings. If you go to Artings website, they might have some Vizio color calibrations on there, I think, or Digital Trends, AV Forums. You can go to these websites. You can go check them out and look and see what they recommend. Or even, I think Digital Foundry might have, but it's only for Samsung. Digital Foundry did it for the game mode, but it was only for Samsung. They didn't do it for like Vizio or stuff like that. Beethoven and Mozart, they're both great. How do you get the better frame rate on a PlayStation 4 Pro about switching resolutions? Well, that's simple. Just switch to a 1080p 60 and you're gonna have much better performance. Remember, like on Shadow of the Tomb Raider, if you switch to a performance mode, it's gonna switch to 60 frames per second. Same thing with the God of War. When you switch to a performance mode, it's gonna switch to 1080p, but you're gonna have a much better performance. So you just gotta, I mean, performance doesn't really matter in the God of War. Does it really matter in Shadow of the Tomb Raider? Performance mode matters only on Black Ops, Battlefield, Call of Duty. That's it. That's where it matters. It doesn't matter in these adventure games. Okay? The performance only matters on the first-person shooter games. That's what it matters. To me, at least. To me, at least. You know. What's up, Devin? How you doing? Okay, I guess maybe I can extend for another 5 minutes. If you guys want to ask some more questions, I got maybe 5 minutes tops. I can extend this. Let me see what else we got. Thank you, Stealth Dragon, for life. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got. I got maybe a few more minutes. I extended it for you guys to answer some more, to ask some more questions. Stealth Dragon asked, your opinion on God of War. Could they have done better on the game? I don't know. What else could they have done better? Some people said they should have made it like, what was that game? That was an open world game, Horizon Zero Dawn. But then the game wouldn't be released this year. The game would probably be released 2020 or 2020. Maybe they would have to postpone the game. But I don't know. The game was really about the story. It was really about that storyline, and making an open world would just you wouldn't focus on the story. Developers, they talked about this and they said the main focus of God of War was the story. It was a very emotional story. It's a very gripping story between the father and the son, and then, you know, father trying to pass that baton to his son to move on. I don't want to spoil too much here if you play the game. So I don't know what they could have done differently. I think it was perfect. It was done well. It was perfect, and the scores, the game reviews, 10 out of 10 speak for itself. If you look at the reviews, it's all 10 out of 10. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I can't find nothing wrong in the game. I think it would have been worse if they made it open world. You wouldn't focus on the story. You would focus running around doing other things. So maybe in the future they can do an open world God of War. I don't know. But I like what they're doing so far with this trajectory moving forward with God of War. Is Apple TV 4K worth buying? What's up, Christopher Redu? How you doing, man? Cheers, my brother from France. How you doing, man? Well, good evening, I would say, right? Good evening. Let's see. Devin says, check out the new horror game Visage on Steam. I don't know. I'll check it out. I'll look at it. I haven't got on Steam lately, but I'll definitely check it out. Called the Visage. Definitely, I'll check it out, Devin. Thanks, man. I'll look it up for sure. All right, guys. So a couple more minutes, and then I gotta close it down. Oh, I think I answered pretty much all of your questions. I like doing these episodes on Sundays, man. You know, because this is the best place for you to come in and ask the questions. All right, so maybe a couple more questions. That's it. For those of you who didn't get a chance, or for those of you whom I missed, I'm scrolling up. I'm trying to see if I missed somebody. Kevin S., I don't know if you have a question. I think I pretty much covered a lot of people here. Let me see. Have I looked, Stealth Dragon says, for life, have you looked into sound reproduction reviews for games? Not really, because there's other YouTubers who are dedicated for that, and they do a better job, and they are doing a hell of a lot better job than me. So they're focused on that, and they're doing that. I'm only focused on TVs and picture settings, and I want to help you guys out with the TVs and stuff like that. But I don't want to jump all over the place, you know, because then people are going to say, well, I'm confused what this channel is about. If you're doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. But if I grow bigger, and if there's a lot of money in the bank, then I can, you know, you guys have to remember, I got to have time to do this. You know, I got to have, like, I would have to have somebody working for me, like an intern, someone help me out. It would be impossible for me to do this by myself, to do reviews for that and do reviews for this. It would be almost impossible. I just couldn't do it. But, you know, you never know, man. I can never say never. You never know. I'm just simply saying right now, just no. No. I'm focused mainly on this. 4K Apple TV 4K worth purchasing. Yeah. For $180, even for $200, I have not been disappointed by Apple TV 4K. You have Dolby Vision. You have Dolby Atmos. You have HDR. You got so much 4K HDR Dolby Vision content built into it. You can also force HDR in Dolby Vision to play it on the games. You have games being upscaled to 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR. You can force it if you want to with dynamic metadata or static metadata. And there's plenty of content. You got Amazon Prime fully functional app as 4K HDR in Dolby Vision. You got Vudu that's functional as 4K HDR in Dolby Vision. You got a Netflix that's fully functional as Dolby Vision in HDR. You got Hulu that's fully functional as Dolby Vision in HDR. You got tons and tons of content, Dolby Vision HDR. But one of the cool features about Apple TV is the prices. The pricing, man. I bought a Blade Runner Dolby Vision for $9. I bought Gladiator Dolby Vision for $9. I bought Saving Private Ryan Dolby Vision for $9. You know, the price, it's something you can't. When you look at Vudu, it's like $30, $33, $35. I'm not paying $30 for digital. Okay? You can kiss my butt. I'm not paying $30 for a goddamn digital movie. I'm going to buy a 4K physical media disc, and then I'm going to use that digital code and put it in my Vudu. But Apple TV streaming, it's TV 4K is definitely, if you love 4K, it does exactly what it says. It is a true 4K streaming device. It does exactly what it does. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. And also make sure you buy a Belkin ultra high-speed cable with that as well. It's going to help out for sure. So that's it. I mean, there's maybe 1 minute for one question if you guys have it. Maybe I can answer one more question. That's about it. What is Vudu 3D-FX? Vudu 3D-FX was the company that was working on special effects on the graphics, you know, just like DirectX 12 been working on, you know, basically what they do is they render the graphics, they look at the graphics, and they're pretty much in the rendering process of graphics. So they're like rendering and processing the graphics. It's what they're doing. Okay, and they have the scores. You can go in there and they can check your PC to see what your graphics cards can handle, what your PC can handle. They have a bunch of tech demos. They're using very high-end tech demos from Unreal Engine 4, mainly Unreal Engine 4, and maybe there's, I'm not sure if they have a Crytek, but mainly Unreal Engine 4. I'm not sure if it's Decima there, but they're using these tech demos to see the benchmarks, to see what your PC can handle, what your PC can do. Okay, and you can join them, you can check them out and check your PC to see what your PC can do. You know, doesn't mean that it's 100% accurate. Some people say, like Tech of Tomorrow would say, I don't think they're 100% accurate. And then you got Lions Tech Tip saying, no, we have our benchmark testings here a little bit different. So when you go into the PC, man, it's like Republicans and Democrats. It's like my dick's bigger than yours smaller than mine, and whatever. Dude, it's a dick measurement mentality. So when you get into the PC elitists and the whole PC thing, it's like dick measurement. You know, everybody's measuring their dicks. So I just hate. I stay away from that nonsense, man. If you know what I mean. Thanks, man. All right, guys. So that's it. That's all I had for you. That's all I had for right now for this Sunday, episode 4. I think I did a little bit longer this time. I did it for 2 hours. So thank you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Just ignore the dislikes. Ignore the haters. Okay? Don't even bother with that stuff. What they're basically doing is they're helping me out, reach more clicks and views so I can get paid. So thank you. And I'm going to go watch the replay highlights of McGregor tapping out by Khabib, I guess. Fuck him out. Anyway. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, brother. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you all. Have a good one, guys. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow, man, with maybe 1 or 2 videos with the Q8FN. Like I said, I don't know when the TV is going to arrive. If it arrives late, I have to set it up. I have to, set up the whole process. And then maybe in the evening around 6 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock, you might see a couple of videos regarding Q8FN. Other than that, I got to go watch McGregor getting choked with his whiskey. All right, guys, take care. It's always a fun. Love having my true subscribers here. And also love having my haters help out and dance to my tunes to help me get the clicks and put the money in my bank. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one, though. Take care. Cheers. Love you. Later. All right, Colonel. Turn this off. I'm tired of this. Otacon. What are you doing, Otacon? Turn this crap off now.